Like I was at the very last. I was one of the guests at the very the very last uh, Space City Comic Con.
Okay.
And if you're familiar with Space City Comic Con, that last one, just pull up a couple of articles. there was a there was a kidnapping of the convention owner, I think. I mean,
What?
I was like, I know that the
I
Sons
mean,
of
there's a lot
Anarchy
of
were all
jokers
there.
running around, it's not beyond the realm of possibility.
Well, it was there was a lot of stuff that was going on that was that was with the celebrities, like it was a nightmare. I mean, it was, but when you came out of it, they were the best damn stories. It was like I survived the very last Space City Comic Con. It was it was, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
I mean,
whenever
they,
kidnapping is brought into the realm of things happening, like it definitely escalates the entire situation.
it was just so it was so insane. One of the big perks of being a celebrity guest at this con was that you got this dignitary level um uh what was it tour of NASA. And I
Oh,
was
that's
so
cool.
excited about it. Yeah, I mean, and
That's
Gigi
super
Edgley
cool.
had yeah, Gigi Edgley had been there like a year before, and she was like, "You're not going to believe this. This is the coolest thing." And I'm just like, "Oh my, oh okay, I'm going." And so we're waiting, and they never gave us a clear time of when they were going to pick us up. It turned out that they were supposed to that they picked the people up 2 hours before they told most of us that we were going to be picked up. So I'm
Right.
sitting in the lobby with Doug Jones and Adrian Brody, waiting for them to pick us up. And after about 2 hours, we start to get this apparently isn't happening. But I got to hang out in the lobby having coffee with Doug Jones
Yeah.
and Adrian Brody, while I waited for this fictional thing to happen. I mean, that was like, so there's some benefits, but
How
Comic
is
Con's insane.
how is hanging out with Adrian Brody? I mean, is he as squirrely as he seems? Because he always,
No, he
like,
was
whenever I
actually
see him, he
pretty
always
down
seemed
to
like a
earth.
squirrely kind of guy.
He was pretty down to earth, and you know, uh, it was just it was sort of surreal, And then you're sitting there and you're having coffee, and Ron Perlman walks by. Hey, what's? I mean, I remember being in the. This is one of my favorite stories about that con was I was in the green room. It was lunchtime, so everybody's pretty much headed towards the green room, and I'm standing there, and I'm a little disappointed because I was like, I can't really run out to get something to eat. I don't really have a handler because they're short staffed, you know. So I'm
You
going to eat in
fired
the
your own
green room.
security.
Yeah, and so we walk in there, and there's a bunch of us big guys like Danny Trejo is there,
Oh,
and
I love Danny
and then
Trejo.
there's Ron Perlman, and and we're all looking, and there's this salad thing. They're just salads, and Ron Perlman walks up and punches me in the shoulder. Salads. I'm like, I didn't have anything to do with it. Why am I getting decked for for the salad? Getting shoulder checked that morning by like a lot of people don't understand that like Shatner like half the time needs his own green room, and I was in there getting a cup of coffee, and apparently it was his time and getting shoulder checked in the you're trying to get
By
some
William
coffee.
Shatner?
It certainly seemed aggressive at the time. It might not. I don't know. I was like, I'll just get my coffee and leave. It was
I
just not
mean, Shatner always seemed like a prima donna.
a
I mean,
lot.
he had to have all his women painted green.
I haven't had any kind of like positive. There's certain guys, and I won't even bring up their names, but that you just like you're like, "Oh, shit, they're gonna be there. It's just like
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you're on the tour, and so you get to know these guys, and some of their. It's like shit. It's like you just all right. Well, hopefully they don't sit me in that general area, or whatever. But
Man,
Comic
William
Cons are
Shatner
insane.
taking a tour of NASA, that's got to be something.
I would love to have been a part of that photo op. I mean, I don't know if he did though, because you know, I don't know if he does that kind of stuff. I wonder. I mean, I found out. I don't know why I didn't know this, but he's like a billionaire, man. I mean,
Oh
he's
yeah.
yeah, tons of money, and I don't even know if you've got billions of dollars, does that even trip your trigger going to NASA and getting the dignity? Does he maybe own part of NASA? Who knows?
I wouldn't
I
doubt it.
mean,
I wouldn't doubt it at all. I mean, and then like this is probably wrong, but this is just what I have heard through the grapevine is that when he was originally in Star Trek, he had signed on and he had got a taste of some of the merchandising rights in his original contract. So as that's gone on and series after series, like he's still got that minuscule cut, whatever it is. But I mean, Star Trek is a phenomenally large series, man. You got TV shows, movies, toys, T-shirts, mugs. Just keeps
yeah,
going.
yeah, it's and I got to be honest, a lot, meeting those guys is also surreal. Like
Yeah,
being able to talk to them in the green room and stuff, and you just feel like
I bet
Brendan
Danny
Fraser.
Trejo's cool. He seems like he'd be a
Yeah.
real down to earth guy.
Oh, Danny's. I I worked on a movie with Danny called Juarez 2045, and I built these robots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He while we were on, he loved to give the director shit, and it would just crack us all up.
As is tradition.
Yeah, and so but he would say, "Sir," he'd be like, "Do I really have to do this again, sir?" Or if it was so good, sir, why are we doing this again? It was just he was hilarious. But while we were on the set, he had this little kid. I think, don't hold me to this, but I think she was a part of a Make a Dream,
Okay.
or
Oh,
Make a
that's
Wish
awesome.
program. Yeah. So, and she loved him in, Spy Kids. I
Yeah,
think he
yeah.
was in Spy Kids or the Spy Kids 3 or something. And so she was off camera with her family. And every time the director called cut and we were setting some stuff up for the next scene, he was over there hanging out with this little girl and her family. And it went on for hours. I mean, he is
That's super cool.
all the stories you hear about Danny being this great guy are they're just true. I mean, but
Honestly, I'm not like, I'm not a big celebrity guy, but if I could sit down and have a podcast interview with one of those guys, like Danny Trejo would be it, because similar to what you were saying, like you just hear such positive stories and how he goes out of his way to help people. I mean, didn't he pull someone out of a car like 6 months back after an accident?
I think I do remember hearing something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, and like I mean, the guy crashed his car and there was smoke coming out of the engine, and Machete was just on the scene.
Machete was on the scene, and a sort of like terrifying particular aspect. But so I got this picture of Danny and I from the set of that project, and I don't know if you can kind of see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I can see him.
you see the gold gun in his hand.
Yeah,
Um, so he was a cartel. He was the head of a cartel. So there was all this tacky gold, AK-47s and all this shit.
yeah,
And he had this Desert Eagle. And so in between takes, I'm like, Danny, hey, you want to do a quick photo? And he's like, yeah. I mean, he's excited about it. God only knows why. He's been working his ass off all day.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to get on my knees and you hold the gun to my head. And he's like, oh, that makes me uncomfortable. Can I just hold it like this? And I was just like, I hurt Danny's feelings. I felt like shit. I was like, oh my God, yes, sir. Yes, just hold it like that. It's just, but yeah, he is a fantastic guy. But
Yeah, I always, I don't know. I think the thing that'll always ring or always remind me of Danny Trejo was always going to be Octavio from King of the Hill, because that was like, one of the first things that I was introduced to him as. Like,
I
oh,
can't even
and like he
remember.
always just like pops up in like just the most opportune moments, just for like, a brief scene here and there. But every time he does, it's gold.
I think the first thing I remember him from was Con Air, and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
a buddy of mine worked on that film, and so I got some background stories and stuff. But he he was just, he always plays these evil type characters that that are just so not him.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just got that look. I think it was King of the Hill, and then I think the first like live action movie I saw him in had to have been From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, you know what? Which came first? Was it Con Air or Dusk to Dawn? Because I do remember him from Dusk to Dawn,
Oh
but I don't remember
man,
when
I
I
don't I
saw it.
don't know on that one. That would have probably been right around the same time, like 96, 97 ish.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, From Dusk Till Dawn was one of those like first movies that like I really paid attention to like all the different prosthetics work on it, because like that one scene you had all the vampires, but then was it Selma Hayek gets like the full like snake skin mask, and
Yeah.
just like, man, that snake skin still looks good even 30
Oh
years
yeah.
after the fact.
Yeah. She's pretty cool too. But the one thing that bugs me about that was one guy.
Quentin
Um,
Tarantino.
no, no, it was.
Just writing foot stuff into his script.
Oh my god, that is like, yeah.
Remember, he's
Everyone
just like
talks about
drinking
that.
the tequila off her toes, and like after the fact that you know about Quentin Tarantino, you're like,
Oh my god.
ooh, that's some bad taste.
It was Tom Savini's gun, his
Oh
crotch gun,
yeah,
where the damn barrels didn't even meet up.
yeah,
With
yeah. Sex
but
Machine.
yeah, it had the bullets were like right here, and the barrel was right. There was no possible way you could fire that gun at all because the bullets did not make it in line.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God.
Oh man, Savini's the man now. I like Savini's just the man, because like I don't know, he's like the one guy that like particularly when he was doing horror in like the early 80s, and like the censors were just on those Friday the 13th movies, like he's the only guy that did his job so well people couldn't see it. You know what I mean? Like, because like the
I
best
get what you're
parts are
saying.
always censored out.